Welcome to my channel. I'm gonna do a reading today, a reading about how to understand darkness, how to understand darkness, how to deal with it. As an individual out there, how can we deal with it so we find our inner light? So I'm simply just gonna take my cards and I'm gonna ask the angels, the spirit guides, universe, cosmos, the angelic realm, ascended masters, the whole spirit team out there that is supporting my journey to give knowledge and wisdom from it within, but also through like a messenger between heaven and earth, between worlds, because cosmos is, we come from different star systems, and we chose to come here to make that change. We all have abilities, we all have a purpose, and it's time to recognize that and not go blindfolded and not to ignore who we are within. Don't be afraid, don't be scared, don't be fooled. And I'm serious, you much more than waking up, going to work, and just follow that slavery system. If you look into your life and the abilities that every single human being have on this earth, we all have beautiful things to do in this lifetime. So I'm gonna ask about darkness, and how they want us to understand it. How do we need to understand darkness within this lifetime, in this human body? So I'm gonna pull some cards. Let's see what they do here. I see that I have mixed my card with another deck, but let's see. Everything happens for a reason, right? And it's just being positive, and we want to receive. So, okay, I'm gonna take this. Grace. Seize the moment. Okay, take one more. Should we take one more? Yeah. You want me to take this? I'll take that. Ooh, flamingo. Interesting. So I'm gonna take my shadow cards, and then I'm gonna take my lion cards as well. So let's see what you say. Should I do that? Okay. So I have this, and this is these. I took two of these cards. It says grace, and it says now. That came up yesterday as well. One of them, the now card, and that actually means like we gotta react now, because it's time. It's time. It's been time for a while now, and a lot of people are waking up. If you're watching this video, you already know, because you see the movement. We all do. It's just certain people, certain energies that doesn't want us to move in that direction. They want it to stay as it is and actually get worse. You know, you even saw movies about this. If you analyze just a little bit, you don't even have to try hard, and you would understand what I'm talking about. And yeah, I've seen darkness. I've seen darkness full on. Okay, so that's the card. Wow, strength. And it's a lion. Okay, let's see where this is going. We're asking about darkness and how we have to deal with it. It's already saying in the lion card. My goodness. Okay, and then we're gonna take one or two of these. I have a feeling they're just gonna pop up, but I don't want a long reading. I want a short reading because I'm going to this ecstatic dance today. Okay, I'm gonna take this. Yeah. So this is what? Oh my goodness. First time I bend a card. Four of cups. And we take the bottom card. Ooh, that's beautiful. Ha. That's beautiful. Look at that. Looks so playful. Freedom. Paradise. Heaven. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. They're always good. You know, the universe, cosmos, angels, God, the whole, they just see everything with love and light. It's such a, okay, let me explain this. Before I start the reading, I'll do it quick. So, I had a dream one time, and it was like I was not in a spaceship, but it was something out in space, and it was like a platform. It was like UFO shaped in a way. It was like you see Star Wars, and they have these huge windows, and they see the universe, right? But then I was standing on a plateau. I remember it was metal I was standing on, and there was like a fence, a metal fence, but just with one stick. And then a little bit lower, there was like these shadows, just souls, shadows walking around, and they were whispering, and I could hear them say, and then I remember I was listening into it, and then I looked out into space, and I just got drawn like towards a light, and it was just like suction, like quick. From a millisecond I was just going into that light that was so far away, and suddenly I was just there, and I got into the light, and it was just like, that was so peaceful, that was so full of love and abundance, prosperity. Like, I didn't want to leave. I would say like that. And I was there for a very short time. And it was just like I was saying hello and then sent back. Like, I was sent back to my bed, and I woke up. And I was just like, wow, you know, I didn't want to be where I was in my bed. I wanted to be there. Like, that's how immense love that was there. And I knew it was kind of a, like, God looked at me and said, now is the time. Now we start. Are you with me? Or, just looking all the way through me, giving me something and sending me back, like activating me, like pressing a button or something like that. Um, but what I wanted to say about that love feeling, that's what they have. They see everything with love, like no, unconditionally. Like, that's like, wow, to walk on earth like that is this is what they want to have us to create this. So now I'm starting with the last card, but I think that's with purpose. When we talk about darkness, darkness doesn't want this to be a reality. Darkness, they grow stronger, and they create control. They have their wanting to be, their existence of manipulation, lies, greed, money, power, stuff like that. And they don't care about you or me. They just want what they want at any cost necessary. there's no love, there's no compassion, there's no peace, there's no harmony, there's no balance. All right. So they don't care about the animal kingdom. They don't care about Earth. They will just take the next star system, the next planet where there is life, and they are destroying it. And I believe, like, when you see movies, it doesn't come of nothing. If you see, let's say, Transformers, for example, it's a great version of what darkness is and how they just want to absorb everything at any cost, you know so they are making this work in ways, and they are developing as well. So in the old days it was a scare tactic, right? Now it's really, you know how are they gonna scare? That's not the modern way. The modern way is to do propaganda and affect people in a way that they will send out that fake information towards you, that you go and you believe something that is not true, that you are blindfolding yourself from your own reality, from the real you, right? So let's start with the first card, but this is like being playful, dance, have fun, and enjoy every single millisecond of your life on earth. That's what I always believed. Inside of me, I just knew, like, create heaven on earth. That's our mission. It can't be that hard if we just look inwards and say, that's what I believe. Away with everything else that people are saying in terms of religion. You can't do this, but you can do this. You had to worship something out of yourself and believe other things. And as soon as you go out there as well, me, if I'm saying something, it will probably already come that there is people that doesn't want me to talk, right? And that's how it works. I already tried it a little bit, and it's just going to be more, but it's not going to stop me. I'm just going to continue, because the truth has to be getting out there, and nobody can stop me. I am who I am. I always said that. So I believe that every living on this earth deserves this scenario. And that is beautiful. Not only for us right now, but in the forever. Forever means that our kids and kids can, our generations forever is gonna have this, if we start to say, okay, let's do it. Let's start with ourselves and move towards this. We need to do it in unity. We need to do it in a collective way, and we have to start from the inside. And this card is actually saying now, it's now we need to get out of all that disturbance. All these lines here are frequencies, low frequencies that create your reality as it is right now. You're not having your own life. You're living in an illusion of what they want you to do, right? So if you look at the world is built up on systems and religion and beliefs. That pattern is created in your nervous system. It's created in everything that you think is you, right? And that illusion is so hard to jump out of and really see what's above that, what's outside of that. Or you can say, look inside of yourself, and you say to every single thing you have in your life, and I mean it, every single thing you have in your life, and you say, is this real me? Do I really love this car? Do I really love these people? Do I really love doing this in my life? Do I really need this big house? Do I really need to live in this big city? Do I really need to be working with this um, kind of work? Does it relate to me? Do I love myself doing all these things and having all these things? Is that the priority that gives me satisfaction, love, peace, harmony within my life? Ask all these questions on a simple piece of paper. You could ask yourself, right? Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes and just write things down, and then ask yourself, what do you really want? Do you want to travel? Do you want to see the world? Have you seen the world? What kind of relationship are you in? Are you with some beautiful lady, but there's no chemistry, but it's just, or the opposite way, you are with a man and there's no real love, but that's just an illusion of the life you have because outside it looks good. All these things are really, really important to ask yourself, because so many people out there is living their life about how other people are looking at you, thinking about you, and having opinion about you. And that's not important. What's important is who you are and what you want to do. Your soul is craving for something, and that's why you feel that uncomfortableness, if you can say it like that. Like you always are missing something because your soul inside is trying to tell you things like, this is not me, this is not me, this is not me, you know? And then you can have everything. You can have super yachts, like the you can be a billionaire and not be happy, because if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, what your soul is longing for, then you're not going to be fulfilled. So why go with that? Why be manipulated by these forces down here? Well, you just need to let it go and then start to shine, start to, you see this flower, to bloom. Fold your wings out, your leaves out, and start to open your chakras, your energy. And no matter how and who you are and how you look, when you start doing this, and I'm totally serious, right? You shine, and you shine in the way that you are totally unlimited attractive, because that inner light we have is something that's just magnetic, and you can't run from that, and everybody sees it. I'm doing it as we speak, and I know it, and I love myself, I love others, and it's just, who am I? I am who I am, with purity and love. That's what I say. I'm not anything fancy. Even if I have abilities, I am who I am, right? We are all equal. We are all human beings with abilities to change this world. So that's the now card. We got to take action. Grace. Embrace it with grace, gratitude, right? And you will see it going in both ways. Because when you start doing this now card and say, okay, I'm going to eliminate this, you start to get grace into your life. This is your shining light card, right? Everything, like you see this movement like a star. like you start to activate things and you start to feel that joy. Let me explain. Like if I think about I want to go to Egypt, I want to do certain things that I want to do, I get this immense feeling like a huge tickle, right? Like joy going down my stomach. And I'm like, ooh, wow. Okay, I'm gonna do that for sure. My body, my inner light is saying you have to do that. Okay? That feeling I don't get from a car or a Harley Davidson or a house or there's so many things in life that's just a short dead feeling, you know. And I'm here in Bali, and the first thing I did was I rented a scooter, and then I said, no, I want a chopper. And it didn't make me happy. I returned it right away and I took the scooter back because that's, simple and joyful, right? Lesson learned, right? This is about it. And now I just sit on my scooter. I sit in different ways and I enjoy it. I can smoke my cigarette. I can listen to music, and I'm just saying to myself, I'm free because I can do whatever I want, and I saved money on just having the scooter. It's I see all the good things in it. It's not I'm still who I am, either if I'm on a bicycle or the scooter or walking, right? So grace in everything, and then things are just opening up, pulsating, it just wants more of you inside. And that's how we shine and we attract things into our life. I could keep on talking about this, but this is a turning point. When you start doing it, you're going to see magic come into your life, you know new people, because when you start this journey and you actually go and you remove this, like I said, you're going to become a magnet to other people that are doing the same journey, because you share the same expression, the same light. Your energy field is reflecting it and attracting it. And that's how you get into communities, and you walk in a collective way. You can walk on the street, and people now that are doing the same thing, they look at me and they smile, and I smile back, because we both know, yeah, you're on the same journey. We don't have to say anything, we just see one another's light, and we walk with confidence. We walk with knowing that we are doing the right thing, right? And we're not only doing it for ourselves, but everybody else and Mother Earth and Cosmos. And it's just a relief, a peaceful, harmonious, and balanced way to actually do something for life itself, to get here and just have these moments, not every day, but every second of your life. We learned that that's not possible. This is a dream. That's not what we need, right? This is something you do maybe when you're on vacation and you have like a 5 minute try on this, because you're not allowed to do it more, because that's dangerous. That's dangerous for this. They don't want you to even think or dream about this, because they say this is not reality. They say this is reality. All right. I hope you understand it. So let's say flamingo, inner direction, love and truth are the sanctuaries of your heart. Wow. And that's what we talked about. Writing that thing down on paper and go with the feeling from your heart. What do you actually love about your life? You know, are you taking the vacation somewhere because somebody else told you that that place is good and that relates to you and your friends, and then you are cool because you're going there, or that's what everybody else does so I do it. But actually you want to go to Peru, you want to go to Bali to be trying out these spiritual things, but the community, the way you're living now is holding you away from that. And so it just says in a direction and follow that. Make that piece of paper, write it down, and take it step by step and say, okay, now I'm going to change. And I'm going to change in a small but steady way. And I'm going to do it by saying, I don't really like this. I don't like my car, and I don't like that vacation I normally have. And I would change these two things. And then try to see how you're going to feel about it, right? And when that resonates with you, you can move on and do so much other things. If you're eating something but you know it's not healthy for you, then stop eating it and do something. Show the strength, right? The lion card. We all have strength. Don't be submitting yourself like we see in movies and churches where you have to bow for other people. You don't need to bow. You need to stand up for yourself, and every human being, every animal stands up for themselves. And we have to. We are not created to not even bow for God. We don't bow for God. We send love towards everything unconditionally. That's how we do. And that's how He is grateful towards us. And we are grateful towards Him because He will help us with everything needed when we walk that path. He has unconditionally love towards us, and we have to be with unconditionally love towards everything. And He has everything. God is not above us. God is within us, and He's part of us. He doesn't want you to see Him as above. He is just among us, like everybody else. That's the most important thing to understand where we come from. There's no position of higher. There can be powerful people, powerful with different abilities, yes, but we have to be humble and pure. And by that, that's unconditionally love, right? We don't look down on people, we look together in unity, we walk forward, right? No matter what, no questions asked. It's just a natural way of being. So, love and truth are the sanctuaries of your heart. And truth is a very important thing. Everything you do truthfully. When you say something, you say it truthfully. Be aware that these energies, right? They take advantage of any lie, every intention that's not true, everything that goes against truth will be manipulated. So this is where the challenge is, that they will do everything they can for you not to go in this place. And then they will manipulate you with all the things that you actually have inside. So that is something where we need to work with our inner selves and understand, okay, I trust myself and I am devoted to be truthful towards myself and my surroundings. So you start to practice that you will not lie, and you will do the right things towards, in a truthfully way, to not manipulate yourself to compromise. It's always stick to what is true. That goes into your heart, and it releases anything that has been attached. There's nothing that can be attached moving forward, because you radiate truthfulness. Truthfulness and love goes hand in hand. Automatically, that will go hand in hand, where you're gonna practice unconditionally love towards other people, because you start to activate your system, and it starts to show, it starts to dim this, it's gonna be like that, and it's gonna go like that, right? So this is what the card is saying: standing on earth, if you see it here. And it's just like a spark star, standing tall, beautiful, and it says, I stand by my values. I stand by my values. Strength. Everything you have to go through, because when you start doing that, they will say, no way. We are not going to allow you to move away, because they don't want to be poor. They don't want to be missing out on the feast that they are eating of you every day. They're eating your happiness, your joy. They are eating this from you. This paradise, they are eating it from you. You need to show strength and say, you don't owe me. You can't imprison me with darkness. I choose freedom. I choose light. I choose my inner self. I know who I am. I am who I am. And I'm going to show my strength and do this. I'm going to do it by being truthful and loving. I'm going to show compassion and be the best version of me in every way. Strength card. Be like a lion in every way. And because you are loving with compassion, you can still be strong as a lion and have your facts. Be strong when other people are saying to you, what's going on with you? You started to change. What's going on? Because you're going to get attacks from these energies. And trust me, I'm in it. They attack me every single day. And I'm telling it about on my videos. I'm telling about it as well. They will start rushing on my door, blackout lights, send me dark shadow people, stuff like that. And I'm not kidding, but I have a purpose sitting here saying this, and they don't want it. So it's kind of, don't be scared, because they can't do anything. If you see that you are walking towards your light, they can't do anything. They can't. They will try to trick you to come back. And if you don't come back and you go forward, they will just lose. Eventually, they will leave. All right? Because they're already there. So what to be afraid of? They're already there, implementing thoughts and ideas in your head all the time. Especially when you drink and do drugs and stuff like that. Any compromise you do on your body that's not healthy, they can intervene with that. So with this card, strength card, stand up for yourself and do the right thing, right? Be strong and move forward with confidence, right? All right. So this is a very important thing, because this card actually says that we have all these things in front of us. We have 3 glasses, but we dream about the illusion up here. So many young people, right? So many people, they go day by day, daydreaming about, but I want this. You want to jump from where you are now to this point, right? To have that beautiful house, the Porsche or whatever, a house by the lake, and the dream scenario of having a husband or wife and everything is just perfect. That illusion. And you never asked yourself what you want, and you never looked at what you had in front of you. You never looked at your own family, or you know what actually makes you happy. Like, you painted one time and you were happy about that, but you ignored it because there was other things that you were dreaming of, and you forgot about it. So this card is actually saying, stop daydreaming and focus on what is really truthful you, and go by that. When we start to align with ourselves in what is actually meant for us, that we sit in the cosmos before we come to Earth, and we say, my blueprint is going to be like this, and this is my purpose on Earth, and I have these abilities, and I can do magic with this, right? I can do magic with nature, and I can create very creative designs, and I can, whatever I get a challenge of that, I can just fix it if I'm the real version of me, right? And then we come down, and then we start to daydream because we have this that's holding us back. So instead of you doing what you're supposed to do, right, you sit and you daydream, and then you become a slave. You just stand there, you never get there, but you get the illusion of it. And you're striving for something that's not real you. So you get further and further away from the things that's actually given to you of a birthright. Everybody has abundance, everybody has prosperity. Nobody needs to be poor, and nobody needs to be rich. Because we live in unity, we live like this, that everybody has a good time. You learned from the beginning of life that this is not possible, and that's not true. This is truth. This is what we need to create. This is where we're going. And it's your choice, your free will. You can do it now, or you can continue to daydream. Other people, they will start taking their things and say, no, I will go with this because I know, I believe that I'm gonna go to this place. Go to this place is that we are changing the world. We are getting rid of this scenario to this scenario, where it's gonna be this scenario, no matter what. And darkness, iconic energies, the devil, shadows, they don't want you to do it. So they will try everything. When you start to do this, somebody's gonna call you, or someone's gonna come, like a friend, and say, let's go party. And then they're gonna ask you about, let's take some drugs, or let's drink, or they're gonna try in every way. And you just look at it, right? There's gonna come some kind of connection or offer to you in different ways, right? That they want you to be untruthful towards yourself and damage your soul, instead of being good to yourself in a healthy and beautiful way, right? Being loving towards yourself. So, um, this is much like illusion. It's an illusion, daydreaming, same thing. These cups, glasses are filled. You can even see they're filled, right? And it's just there. It's there all your life, waiting for you to just seize them. And it's not hard. I did my journey, right? I have several things that I do. Now I read tarot cards. I have psychic abilities. I have a very high intuitive um, ability. I I can sit down with people and I know what they think. I can send messages like telepathy. Not that I've tried it a lot, but I do it with animals. And I'm talking to animals like if a bird is in front of me, normally when you walk towards it will just desperately fly away. And I'm starting to do like, don't fly away, don't be scared when I approach it. And then it just goes like do 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 do. And I say, okay, good, thank you. You know, because I don't like to get scared. And this is, I did it with dogs and stuff like that, when they're barking, and it's just like beautiful. You know, we have so many abilities. I do art, right? And I've been a chef for 33 years. And you know, we have so many things, and creativity is my force as well, you know. And it's just expanding. You know, I never did a painting and suddenly I could just paint. Like, where is that coming from? Because we have all these things within us, and we wrote them down with the angelic realm, that we gonna go down and be playful and do all these beautiful things. And then it's up to us. It's up to us to have that free will and choice to make that happen. So we can sit here and dream about all kinds of stuff, or we can make it happen in the real us, the real me, the truthful me, the right version of me, the true version of me, with the loving and caring, balanced, harmonious way. And it's not only going to be you, it's going to be for everyone. The poor guy that's asking for money, that doesn't have a roof over his head, to the billionaire, to the cashier in the supermarket, that everybody has this. And then you don't understand, but how is that going to be? It's going to happen automatically if we all tune into our own inner self, because then we change the world. And we're not going to have borders in this world. It's not going to be US, Bali, Indonesia, China, Russia, Denmark, Greenland. No, we are citizens of the world. Not even a citizen, we are a human being on earth. And we can walk wherever we want and carry our light and do great things. That's what this card is saying as well. And then, what is money? We don't really need money to have food in our mouths. And we will create systems that is working in unity with goodness and love. You don't understand it yet, but I will go now that I feel it. They don't like this, because that's the real truth. Yeah. So we are going to go there, and I'm gonna do readings. I'm gonna use my intuitive and my psychic abilities to tell you about how that world is gonna function, how it looks like, and how it's gonna be in the future. And that's one of my abilities as well. I have visions when I sleep, and I wake up, they show me things. um Love and light. Start now. Start now to go here and get rid of this. All right? Love and light. Thank you so much for listening in. And I'll be back tomorrow with a new video. All right. Love and light. Love and light.